Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear brothers and sisters. Today, inshallah, we will talk about the last episode in the story of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam. Now, we saw last time how Yusuf told his brothers that he was Yusuf and how he forgave them and reconciled all the enmity and all the issues between them. Now the next step for Yusuf is to meet his father. So he told his brothers to go back to their homes and bring everybody, bring their father and every member of the household. But at this time his father was getting old, he lost his sight. So Yusuf told them, take my shirt. He gave them his shirt and he told them to cast his shirt on his face, and he told them, by the will of Allah, he shall be able to see again. And that's exactly what happened. So now the father of Yusuf and all the children of Yaqub and his wife, all of them left their village and they came to Egypt, and they were received with great honor by Yusuf alayhi salam. And they, in respect, bowed in prostration, and that was a norm at that time. And here Yusuf said to his father, Ya abati, هذا تأويل رؤياي قد جعلها ربي حقا. He said, oh my father, this is the interpretation of the dream I saw. Allah has made it a reality. And you remember what that dream was in the beginning of the chapter. In the beginning of the surah, Yusuf said, Ya abati, inni ara أحد عشر كوكبا والشمس والقمر رأيتهم لي ساجدين إذ قال يوسف لأبيه يا أبت إني أرى أحد عشر كوكبا والشمس والقمر رأيتهم لي ساجدين. So he said to his father that I saw a dream where 11 stars and the moon and the sun were prostrating for me. So now that came as a reality, and that was the interpretation of that dream. So the family now is reunited, and they are in the company of Yusuf, and all the enmity and all the tension has disappeared. This was a high moment for Yusuf alayhi salam, a high moment for Yaqub alayhi salam. They both have seen so much pain, so much suffering, and with patience and with perseverance and with endless hope in Allah, their pain and their suffering came to an end, and they saw this happy moment. Now this moment, my dear brothers and sisters, and according to some narrations, Yusuf by this time became the ruler or the king of the nation. So by this time Yusuf was at the highest and at his peak. And here we see the humility of Yusuf. Sometimes when people become powerful, when they become rich, when they have control of endless resources, they become arrogant. As mentioned in the Quran, إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَيَطْغَى أَرَّآهُ اسْتَغْنَى. The verse tells us that human, when he becomes rich, resourceful, he transgresses. So Yusuf was of a different caliber. So Yusuf here shows his humility, and he says in supplication to Allah, رَبِّ قَدْ آتَيْتَنِي مِنَ الْمُلْكِ. He says, Lord, you have bestowed upon me something of sovereignty. وَعَلَّمْتَنِي مِنْ تَأْوِيلِ الْأَحَادِيثِ. You taught me the interpretation of dreams. فَاطِرَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Creator of the heavens and the earth. أَنْتَ وَلِيِّي فِي الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةِ. You are my protector in the herein and in the hereafter. توفني مسلما وألحقني بالصالحين. End my life with submission to you and make me among, or join me in the ranks of the righteous. So Yusuf here is with humility expressing his gratitude to Allah, and with humility attributing every power that he have to Allah, rather than saying what Pharaoh said, as we are told in the Quran, أَنَا رَبُّكُمُ الْأَعْلَى. I am your Lord, the highest. Yusuf alayhi salam had none of that. And just to mention a note mentioned by Dr. At-Tantawi, one of the contemporary commentators of the Quran, that the ruler of Egypt is referred to in this surah as Al-Malik, the king. But in other chapters of the Quran, the ruler of Egypt is referred to as Pharaoh, Fir'aun. And the scholar mentions here that that's probably because this was the time when Egypt was invaded by the Hyksos, who ruled Egypt for a lengthy period of time. So this was not the time when the pharaohs were ruling Egypt, and he mentions maybe that's why the ruler of Egypt in this surah is mentioned as Al-Malik, the king, not Fir'aun, as we find it in other chapters. So this ends, my dear brothers and sisters, all the different episodes of this wonderful story of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam. But few reflections, few lessons we can learn from today's episode. First of all, patience and perseverance and hopefulness pays off. What the father of Yusuf went was very painful. When he lost Yusuf, someone who was very dear to him. And what was even more painful is the fact that this was done by his own children, not by enemies. And Yusuf himself also went through many painful experiences. And to make it worse and to make it more painful, this happened not by others, but by his own brothers. But despite all of these difficulties and hardship, both were always patient. They were always hopeful. They never gave hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So a lesson we can learn, my dear brothers and sisters, whenever we find ourselves in a difficult situation, whenever we find ourselves going through a crisis, not to despair, not to give up, not to lose hope. Remain patient, persevere, and keep your hopes always high in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My dear brothers and sisters, another important lesson we learn from Yusuf alayhi salam: moments of success, moments of achievement are moments of gratitude and moments of humility. Many times we see people, when they achieve or accomplish something, they behave in a very extravagant and arrogant way. But we learn from Yusuf, the more you're successful, the more grateful you should be. The more you accomplish, the more you should humble yourself. This is a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Finally, my dear brothers and sisters, we learn from the story of Yusuf the importance of serving humanity. Now, Yusuf was a believer. His father was a believer. But he was living among people who probably were mostly pagans. He did not share the same belief as they did. But that did not prevent Yusuf of coming forward to serve and to make an effort to elevate the pain and the suffering of the people. He did not say that these are people who don't share my belief, I shouldn't care about them. Rather, Yusuf came forward, he stepped forward, and he managed the crisis and saved hundreds and thousands of people and led a nation at a time of crisis. So yes, my dear brothers and sisters, we learn from Yusuf to be humanistic in our approach, and we should always not spare any effort to reach out to help any fellow human beings, even if we have a different faith or even if we have a different perspective. Thank you very much for listening to me, and I hope we all learn something useful from this chapter. And as I said in the beginning, these were only glimpses from this story. I encourage you to read it also on your own and make more reflections. And in my personal experience, as long as I have read this story, every time I read it, I find something new to learn. Thank you very much again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.